Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial in which we are going to cover how to create a Microsoft SQL database and how to build the structure including the table and the relationships. Before we start, make sure that you have Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio installed. If you don't, you can download it for free from Microsoft website. You just need to search for download SQL Server Management Studio or SSMS. Then it will give you a download page. You can just download this version, which is 20. Then after that, once you download this, you can install it. And after installing it, it will create an Express Microsoft SQL server for you, a local version that you can experiment with. Once you've done that, you can come back to this video and we're going to start building our first database. To do so, all you have to do, I'll just close this and open it again to show you how to start it. So once you start, it will take some time, then it will ask you to connect to the SQL server. So just use this connection string, this server, which is called localDB MSS SQL, localDB, and the authentication, you can leave it to Windows authentication, then click on connect. Once you do that, you will have your Server Management Studio open on your local server, which is localDB. Now we are going to start building our database. The first step is to go to your databases folder. See, I only have one database right now. I'm going to create a new one. So just right click there and then click on new database. Then you have to select the database name, obviously. So we're going to call it customers database or customers, whatever you name it. So in our case, it's going to be called customers, and then I will hit OK. So it will place the DB file by default under my name here. And then that's it. So you click on OK. It will create the database for you. So the database is ready to be used, but there is no table, nothing, no views, and no diagrams. So we are going to start building our database right now. So the first step is to start creating the table, obviously, and then create the relationship between the table or link the tables based on the logic of your database. In our case, we are going to build a customer database which holds information about our clients, let's say, and then those clients or those customers are companies, and within the companies you have contacts, and within the contacts you have phones, and we have products that we sell to that customer. So before we start, we can create a new diagram here. Right click on database diagrams and then click on new database diagram and then say yes. After that, you don't have any table, just close this window and you can start building your database. So to start building, we are going to create our first table. So right click there anywhere in that window and then click on create new table, then name the table whatever you want. So I'll call it company or organization. Then I'm going to start adding my columns. So columns are the building blocks of a table within a database. So in column, we are going to store our information. So by default, you always have a column called ID, which is the identity of your table, and that ID usually is of type int or of type int, yes. Then not null, and we are going to set it our primary key, then set the identity so that it auto increment that. So this is our identity column that is unique to each record. Then I'm going to right click here to set it as my primary key. So this is unique and it's my primary key that I'm going to use in case I want to link other entities to the company, like products or whatever. So we always have a primary key to a table, which is one of the constraint of relational databases. Then I'm going to have a name to that organization. So I'm going to say name, and the type is varchar 50, let's say, or maybe 500 or 100. So it depends on the size of the company name. Usually we have roughly 100 will be enough. Then we're going to add some other columns as well. So like the address, or maybe the phone number of the company, or maybe if there are offices and so on. So our properties of the company will be added here. We're going to add them later, of course. Now our company table, let's assume that the company table will only contain these information, so we can consider it as done right now. So I'm just going to save my diagram, and this save action will generate this table. As you may see here, I don't have tables. Even if I refresh, there is no tables. But then once I save this diagram, I will name it something. Then my company table will appear on the tables section. So I'll just save. I will call it first diagram or whatever. Then I'll hit OK. Now after that, you can refresh your tables. You will see your company table added there, and you can always go and right click to see the design of the table. As you can see, you have only 2 columns, the one that I already added here. So this table company, this company table is already ready to go, and I can introduce that data to it. So I can simply go here and then say select. There is no information. I can right click to add information, so I'll just go right click and then edit top 100 rows, and I can start building or adding information. So I'll say company 1 here, then I have company 2, and so on. So now I close this, so I add the 2 entries, I close this, and then I reselect by executing the same query. You can see that company 1 and company 2 are added successfully to my database. Of course, we are not going to add information or data manually. We're going to do to create an API, or to use it in an API, connect to it, then use the API to introduce or enter these information from the user's entry or user's actions. Now I'm going to add the other tables like the contact, products, addresses, phones, and so on, and I'm going to build a relationship between them. So the first step is to create the contact table. So again, right click and then click on new table, name it contact, then hit OK, and you start building your table. So I'll say ID, so that's always there, our identity column, and it's not null. Then I go here and say it's identity, just to make it unique, and then identity increment, the incrementation will be by 1. So it auto increments for me whenever I add a new entry. I don't need to worry about maintaining the ID. So it will be automatically incremented for me whenever I add new entry. It will be +1. So now I'm going to set this again as my primary key, and I will continue building my contact table. So in contact, we need first name column, and it's varchar 50. Then we'll have a middle name, and varchar 50, and middle name can be null because not all person have a middle name, so we can keep it as nullable. Then we have a last name. Last name is not nullable, it's mandatory field, so it's not null, cannot allow null there. And emails is again varchar, we can put 500 or 100. Then we don't allow, or we can allow or don't allow null entries, so I'll just say not null, so you cannot enter contacts without emails. Then we'll have other information related to the maybe date of birth, maybe anything else. So any information you would like to add about the contact, you can add it here. And you can add the phone number if you want. So phone number can be varchar 50, let's say, and then we can allow null there. So a contact can be added without phone number if you want. So this is what it is when you say allow null or not. Of course, we are done with, let's assume that we are done with the contact, so we don't need more information for the contact. Now I will save my diagram. Yes. Then my table will be generated. So I'll see a new table there called contact. As you can see, my table is added. Now we would like to add the relationship between the company and the contact. So a company can have multiple contacts, right? So that's where we are having to add a foreign key in the contact that refer to the company. So a contact belongs to a company. I don't have a contact without a company. So what is the point of having a contact without a company, right? So we need to have a foreign key or a reference of the company within the contact. That's what we call foreign key. So a company have contact list, so have many contacts, and each contact from that company have a reference to which company that contact belong. So that's how we can define a relationship between a company and employees, if you want, or contacts. So to do so, or to add that relationship, all you have to do is you can switch between the view called standard to simple column names. So simple column names, you cannot add columns, but if you switch to the view to standard, you will be able to add columns and do more stuff with your table. So I'll create a new foreign key called company ID. And this company ID column or attribute should match the same data type of the ID of the company so that you can have a relationship. So it will be int and not null. When you try to save any changes, when you first create or when you first install the Microsoft SQL Management Studio, and you try to change an existing table and try to save, it will prevent you from saving because you cannot drop a table. So it will prevent you from dropping the table. So there are two options. Either I undo my changes, or I go and uncheck one of the options that is called prevent saving changes that require a table to be created. So I'll just uncheck that option and we should be good to go. So I'll just do it. Make sure to do it whenever you receive that error message. Go to option, then in the designer, just uncheck prevent saving changes that require table recreation, and then hit on OK. Now I can save safely. That's it. So my table is updated and I can create the relationship between the contact and the company. To do so, all you have to do is select the company ID attribute from the contact and drag it to the ID of the company. That's how we create a relationship between tables. And then you will select the columns. Make sure that you select the right columns. If you didn't, you just need to select it from here, and you need to select it from here. Make sure that you select the correct, let's say, columns to be matched. And hit OK. Then you will be able to add some options to the relationship. Usually the delete rule and update rule should be cascaded. So whenever I delete a company, I want to delete all the contacts related to that company, which is logically correct. Same thing for the update. When I update a company, I would like to update the contacts as well. So I'll just hit OK for the cascade, insert, and update actions. Then I will save again. Yes, that's it. So now I have a relationship between my contact and my company. Of course, it's not a complicated database. It's very simple right now, and it will become complicated when we progress. So the next thing to do is to make sure a contact or a company have address and maybe multiple offices or multiple branches. So to do so, we need to have a relationship between a company table and an address table, and a company can have multiple addresses. It's not only one address. So we can start simply by adding one table and one relationship. So the company and the address table will have one relationship. So a company can have one address at a time. Then we can complicate things a little bit more and add multiple to multiple. So a company can have multiple addresses. So for now, we are going to simplify the work, and we are going to add a company can have only one address. So I'll create a new table called address. Then within the address, we will have ID again. So always remember to have an identity. Then that column is our identity. I'll just hit this to make sure that I select yes. Then auto increment by 1. Then I will go select that and set it to a primary key. After that, I'll add the attributes or information about my address. So we'll have street address or street name, or let's say street number, and it can be varchar of 50. Then it's not null. After that, we'll have street name varchar of, let's say, 500, and it's not null, then we can have address line 2, apartment or unit. So we can say address line 2, and it's going to be 50, and it can be nullable. City and varchar 100 cannot be null. State or province and varchar of 50 can be null. Then country, where is the address located? So and varchar of, let's say, 100 here. We don't have country name that exceeds 100 character, and that's not nullable. So we cannot allow an address to have no country or country null. So that's it for the address table. I can save, make sure that the table is generated. I'll just refresh here. So my address is added. Now I'm going to create the relationship between my company and my address tables. To do so, I'll just switch the view here to be standard. Then I will add a foreign key called address ID that reference the address table. This is of the same type int, and it's not null. A company is forcibly have or required to have an address. And I'll drag just that column and match it with the ID, drag it to the ID of the address, the identity column of the address table. Again, we are going to make sure that I've selected the right columns, hit OK there. Then for the insert and update operation or actions, you always can select cascade if you want, or set to default or no action. Hit OK, and now we have our relationship between the company and the address. We're going just to save. Okay, we have to make sure that this is not null. Okay, so this error clearly says that we have already some companies, and since we said not nullable, we cannot create this relationship, or we cannot have this constraint because we have some data already entered. So one way to do that is to delete everything in the company table, then go back and create the address relationship. So I'll just leave it like that, and I go delete the data from this database or from this database table. So delete, I'll execute delete company to delete all records. Now I'll hit on execute. So now 2 rows were affected. So my company table is empty, and I can create this new column with not null or not allowed to have null values. Then I save. Everything should go as expected. Now I will just switch the view here to make it column only, so that makes nice. Switch this view as well to columns only, and I can always right click and arrange tables to make the diagram look nice. Now I can save. So my diagram will be always there, and I have always my relationship. So we'll have to just refresh to see the diagram. Here you go. So this is my diagram, it will be there forever. So I can always modify my diagram to affect the table and affect the table structures. So now our small database is ready to go. We can always introduce new modification to the table, but I think we are good enough at least to start with this database. So we have a company that have contacts, and a company can have at least one address but multiple contacts. If you have any question, leave a comment below in the comment section, and I will be happy to reply to you. Thank you for watching. Until next video, we are going to build an API that connects to this database and introduce or enter information or save information, retrieve information, delete information, update information using ASP.NET Core. Thank you.